Are you going to go 100% on this venture on your own? Are you going to partnership with anybody else in this venture?
No, it's just family. So just my husband, myself, and my son.
Mhm.
That's my yeah. He is an adult, so he is over 21. So that's what
Okay.
really was more of my question. Would it be best for him to apply for it, being a young adult, and us coming like? Would it be best for us and bringing him in as a manager? Does he have to apply separately? Like I know I've been doing some reading about it, but I'm kind of like unsure about it all.
Oh, now I have really good, valuable feedback for you on multiple fronts. So, creating a restaurant retail business could definitely potentially qualify for E2 visa because I've gotten many of them over more than 20 years. But there are challenges for sure. Visa, the immigration office expects your restaurant business to be at least near ready to open at the time you apply. They want to be sure that when they grant the visa, you're going to come in and hit the ground running, generating revenue, operating a business, and creating jobs. So you got to be pretty far along in your business setup. Food service business is what we consider a highly regulated business. And before you can open your doors, there's all kinds of permits and licensing, health department
Sure.
inspections required. And renting a restaurant premises requires typically a fairly long lease. And the challenge is when you're applying for highly regulated license and permits or registration, health department permits, they often require at least one of the owner be a U.S. resident, proof of U.S. residency, citizen or resident, as well as social security number. And so it becomes kind of a catch-22 scenario, whereas non-resident foreign citizen, you don't have any of that. You don't have proof of U.S. residency. You may or may not have U.S. social security number. And you need to have all those license and permit issued to your business so you can prove you can legally operate before you can apply for an E2 visa. But you
Mm-hmm.
can't get those license and permit unless you can satisfy the local authorities that you are a resident, and you're not going to be
Right.
able to get E2 visa. So this is very important for your understanding now, so that you don't go down the path and then realize that this deficiency and really stop you. So in your situation, one way around it, in my experience, is to at least have a temporary local U.S. person as a small shareholder in your business, and then essentially borrow that person's identity to temporarily apply for and get all the license and permits that you need to open door. And then you'll be able to apply for E2 visa. And after you get the visa and you and your family settle in the US, you'll be able to get your social security number, you'll be able to prove your temporary residency, and then you can replace that US person for the license, all the variety of business licenses down the road. So that's one significant challenge that
Mhm.
highly regulated businesses face. So that's one issue. Second issue is your adult son. And does he have any business education, business experience in
He
his
does.
raising?
Yeah, just finished university 4 years. He took business, and
Nice.
he's worked with our family business basically all his life, as
Okay,
well too.
great. So there are two potential strategies for your adult son. Okay, one strategy is the E2 employee visa that you mentioned, but that's not the best strategy for a startup business.
Okay.
The reason is for a E2 business to sponsor foreign employees, there are two categories that they accept. One is managerial employee, and one is
Mhm.
critical skill employee. Now, in order to a business to be justifiable to hire foreign citizen employee, it has to be big enough. The
Sure.
scale is really hard to convince them that you're beyond yourself as the manager. You need another manager to help you run a small startup business. It's challenging. The other category, critical skill employee, is where someone has your business has some critical need for a very unique special skill that only that foreign citizen has, and you try to recruit, you advertise, and no American fit those qualifications, and that justify hiring the essential skill foreign employees. That's going to be hard for restaurant business, and because the employee is your son, they're going to think this is just a way to get your son a visa to stay with you.
Mhm.
So it's available, but it's not a viable option for a startup. A viable option is the structure of partnership. The E2
Okay.
investor visa, and this will benefit Aman or Rafael possibly. E2 investor visa allows up to two partners to qualify for the E2 visa as owner investors, and both will be able to apply for the E2 visa together at the same time. Um, it would have to be structured in a certain way. The business would have to be a 50-50 equal partnership
Okay.
with
Makes
both
sense.
partners holding equal managerial authority and both partners contributing 50-50 equal financial contribution to the venture. Now, the challenge with, and we've done this many times successfully for clients with young adult children who want to stay with parents and help in the venture. The two challenges, one is already really solved for your son, is having at least credible business qualifications, because they're going to expect him as a joint entrepreneur to run the business. So the fact that he has a business degree is a big plus. The second challenge is he's got to contribute 50% of the money. Now, although gift from family members is a potentially qualifying source of funds, but not from a business partner. So like if you're his business partner,
Yeah, I see. There's no issue there. He's fine with money. Yeah, that he would be able to contribute, and it's from his account, so it's fine. But I get it,
Okay.
right? So it has to come from him, not from I gifted it to him, right? Like you got to see the paper trail, right? But regardless, he does have separate funds on his own. So
okay, like traceable to his own income.
yeah,
Sounds
yeah, yeah,
important. Okay, great. That would solve that problem. So that would be my suggestion as a much more viable path for your son and much higher probability